Good afternoon. Welcome to Mondays. Not everybody's favourite day of the week, but when you're starting season 2 of a brand new save and being attacked by a piece of fluff at the same time, well, I guess it's a wonderful time to be alive. Welcome to all of you that are already here. Very prompt. Thank you very much for that. Christian Broxop, always punctual. For those of you that are regulars in the chat, Christian is yet another person who has stumbled upon this channel having been a student that I used to teach in my former life. Christian is now a fully fledged grown up now working for, well, you'll have to let us know, Christian, exactly who you're working for and whether you're involved in the media as you hoped back when I used to teach you. Wolf Tracks is in. Hit me, Wolf. 3 minutes past 8 in the DC area. Is it? Simon Thornley is in. Simon, is it a work from home afternoon? Are we on a cheeky lunch break? Have we just downed tools? Talis is with us. The Dark Admiral is with us. And Dark Admiral, you preempt my first question. How did our teams get on at the weekend, Dark Admiral? I am with you. Your Leeds side may have been downed by Everton. My Birmingham City side played relegation zone occupying Huddersfield, and we went a goal up, and we still conspired to lose 2-1 in that game. It was a tough old afternoon. Christian Broxop working in broadcast engineering. That's what we like to hear. Wolf Tracks, you scoundrel of a human being, has signed up to be a member of the Llama army. Your generosity knows no bounds, Wolf Tracks. Thank you very much for that. Christian, you're working with the BBC and CNN. Well, I have to be honest with you, Christian. I don't think that was ever in any doubt. You are a fabulous, fabulous engineer. So well done on that. Joshua Brown, good to see you. I hope you're going to be keeping me on my toes this afternoon with some good border adventure references that literally only you and I understand. Simon's a work from home, but you're your own boss, so it's a work afternoon, is it, Simon? Let me know, Simon. Do you have more than one window or screen open? Do you have Football Manager open? Come on, we're not going to tell anybody, especially if your own boss. Got no gamers in. Afternoon to you, good sir. Monday is going well for me. I think probably we should get our scores out of 10 for our current mood going in the chat. I'm going to score myself at a healthy 8.8. We can go decimals, of course. We're amongst friends. Ben Knight is with us. Your team lost to Southampton. The less said, the better. Is that manager-less Southampton, or have they appointed somebody? The whole Jesse Marsh thing broke down for Southampton, I think, didn't it? Bob Thompson, welcome in, Bob. Afternoon to you. Let us know, Bob, where in the world you are joining us from, who in the world you support, and how in the world they got on at the weekend. Let's Go is in. You qualified for the Champions League with Birmingham in your FM21 save. Well, that, I'm afraid, is a flight of fancy for us Birmingham fans right now. GB is with us. I'm well, GB, but that's immaterial. How are you? More importantly, how did your team get on at the weekend? JB, you're a Chelsea fan, so you just hate everything. Simon's Yeovil lost to Notts County. Talis got a nice 2-0 win, but you feel sorry for your opponent who seemed to have issues off the field. Give us more than that, please, Talis. Who were the Gills playing? Got to say the Coleman goal was special. What was the Leeds keeper? What, did Seamus Coleman score a goal? He's older than me. Francis Albert Della Rosa is with us. Can't believe Aston Villa lost to Arsenal after scoring 2 goals. Well, as a Birmingham fan, small victories. AHGP. We need something a little snappier to call you. I think we might just go with GP, shall we? I like that. Hope you are having a good day and ready for a good stream. I cannot promise it's going to be a good stream, but there is much to update you on. We've had the off season, don't you know? I've rebuilt the entire squad. Francis in the Philippines. Francis, have we ever actually ascertained who it is that you support? And do you follow a team in the Philippines? If so, educate us on Filipino football. Who else have we managed to get in today? We have got Bob. Oh, Bob. You're beaming in from the sunny town of Scarborough. We're going to be mentioning Scarborough during the half-time interval. More on that later. I did promise you talk of Jimmy Glass today for our half-time chat. We'll get to that later. Ryan Black, you were beaten by Motherwell 2-0 yesterday, so a bad weekend got worse. I feel like when we all joined each other last Monday, all of our teams had won. It's not quite going so well this weekend. Christian viewing from London. Can't believe the Leicester score. Refresh us, Christian. How did the Foxes get on? Wolf Track's weekend was good outside of the 2-2 draw with Hartlepool after being up early. Another point for AFC Wimbledon, though. You're on a bit of a goal, a bit of a good run, aren't you? Simon, you might have Football Manager open, trying to muddle your way through a transfer window and still don't really get the squad planner. The least said, Simon, about the squad planner, the better, I think. By the way, Simon and I, mainly Simon, are working on our next best save ever video at the moment, and it threatens to be a goodie. I won't reveal the genre for the teams that we're offering up this time, but they're three absolutely lovely teams. We did have an episode out yesterday looking at teams that were members of the Club of Pioneers, which means that they were one of the they were the oldest remaining club in whatever nation they operate in. So check that out if you've not seen it already and you're looking for your next Football Manager adventure. Dark Admiral's giving us a solid 9. Let's Go's Standard Liège won 4-2 at Union Saint-Gilloise. Fabulous. GB, in real life, you are a Liverpool fan, so picking up a bit, are we, GB? Would we say, tentatively? Gakpo is looking quite the signing, I would say. Talis, you were playing Rochdale, were you? Talis, let me know here. League 2 football. Is it time to regionalise it? Do we need Gillingham having an away game at Rochdale? Is that really what we're doing to the planet these days? Seamus is only 34. Well, if you reverse the numbers of Seamus Coleman's age, then I am younger than him, but only for a couple more months. Bob Thompson, you're a Man United fan. David Hall is with us. Welcome in. Man U 3, Leicester 0. Was it, Christian? Okay. All right. JM Thought, you wonderful human being. Fabulous to see you. And then, Francis, you are an Aston Villa fan ever since you started liking football back in 2006. And Junior is joining us from Northern Ireland. Junior, am I making things up? I could well do. I often do. Are you a Newry City fan, or are you just in the Newry area? Let me know, because I'm old and I forget things. Francis, Pro Football here is not really. Come on, Francis. Any football is good. If they are kicking a ball around, it's good in my book. It's common for clubs to dissolve. Well, that's not so good, is it? And football is not the main sport in the Philippines. Is Philippines a baseball nation? Or again, am I making things up there? Is there a US influence in the Philippines? Bob Thompson, Scarborough having a great season this year. Chance of the playoffs in the Vanarama North, very nice. Talis, it'd be interesting if things were regional, but then you don't get the fun of those away games. And Wolf, you've got a rocking chair and cane all set so you can join me and complain about young whippersnappers. It's one of the benefits of being a teacher, Wolf, is that I'm well trained in complaining about whippersnappers, as Christian may well know. Edwin, you are with us from Singapore. Hope you are well. We're having a great time at the moment. Edwin, how was your weekend? Let us know. Greeno is with us. Now, Greeno has news, by the way. Greeno was at the game as Weymouth took on, help me out, St Albans, wasn't it? And There was a Bailey Brown sighting. Apparently he's now at St Albans. Greeno was in the bar with him after the game, I'm sure. You're from Newry, Junior, and you are a Newry City fan. You see up there for thinking, Junior. Thank you very much. Christian, thank you. We run a very tight ship around here. I think it's probably about time, that we get over into the game. I think we've introduced enough here because we've got some news to update you on. So here we go. Start of Season 2 with Kingstonian. Let's just refresh our memories as to how last season went. We finished 4th, which meant we qualified for the playoffs. We overcame our first qualifier in the playoffs, and then in the semi-finals. Wow. In the semi-finals, we had a right old time, didn't we? Because I thought we got ourselves back into the game not once, but twice against Braintree. 2 disallowed goals for offside. 1 in the 83rd, 1 in the 87th. We all thought that goal in the 87th minute was still counting. I'm still not quite clear on where the offside was in this goal, but still, I'm over it. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not over it, to be honest. I thought we'd forced extra time in this game, a long throw to absolutely nobody. There is Hanksy getting involved. Blissett gets the header over and...
Well done! I'm sorry!
And then Hanksy... Well, we thought he'd fired us into the finals of the playoffs, but alas not. Well, we've done a lot of work since we saw you last. Let's begin in the transfers, where we'll go straight into the history, look at the transfers out. Not all of these have been my choice, by the way. Yes, Wolf Dulwich did lose in the final, I think. We've released a few players willfully. We've also had players like Charlie going to go far, decided that he could go further if he was no longer at the club. He refused to sign a contract extension. Instead, he just ran his contract down and left. So we're letting go of a really good source of assists. 8 goals, 11 assists for Gonna Go Far. No loyalty, as you would probably expect, Francis, from a player that learned his stock and trade at Aston Villa. We've also let Trey Lucas go. He settled in the West Midlands as well. He's gone to Rushall Olympic. Connor Lynch, one of our early season starters. 8 goals, 5 assists, average rating of above a 7. We've let him go. We've let both of our right backs go. Corey Roberts has now gone on to Hereford. Kaimani Hunter, he's now left the club. We're also about to lose, by the way. We're about to lose, again, through choice. Old Widders is off now. I've accepted a bid for him because we've bought in other midfielders and Widders got a little bit tetchy that we were bringing in players to replace him. Fair play to the lad. He's perceptive. If he wants a career as a detective, I think he could go far because we were bringing in players to replace him. We'd given him a 1-year contract extension, but then we found better during the summer window. And Wolf Tracks, forgive me, I call it the summer window. Tier 6 Wolf Tracks. There is no transfer window. We can sign players all of the way through the season. We do have a player that we are on the cusp of bringing into the club in Aaron Barnes. Not the most spectacular right back you've ever seen, but I think he could provide first team competition for some of the players that we have bought in. Let's catch up for a second. Francis, you follow collegiate football leagues here. And Francis, the Philippines was an American colony, so basketball is the number 1 sport here, despite the average height being 5'3". Wow, point guards. You make fabulous point guards. JM Llama, what is a team that you have a soft spot for after Football Manager? Trump's darling. Huge soft spot for Sant Pauli, not because I've ever managed them in Football Manager, but I did a save ideas video on them, so very keen on that as well. Edwin, you're still in Japan. Are you still up in the mountains? So it's Sub-Zero, is it? Very on brand, Sub-Zero. And Talis, any plans for the transfer window? Well, let me show you what we have done, Talis, because we have been busy. So let's start in goal, where we still have Melvin Minter signed up for a second season at the club. Melv may well be our number one. May well be our number one, but he now has competition because Spurs released Adam Hayton, who's got really good agility, good reflexes. He rushes out fairly consistently and only has pace of 6 to do it. But I think he's at least a decent backup. The only problem is I think he's come in as far less than backup. He thinks he's going to be a first team player, so he might get upset if he's not in the first team, but equally, I think Melvin Minter is going to as well. He's already unhappy. He's unhappy about the lack of depth at left wing. So am I. I think we've strengthened in central defence and in central midfield. I think we're kind of like for like in fullback and striking areas on the wings. Oh, desperate times, I feel. Tiernan Rooney has subscribed to the channel. If you're with us, Tiernan, let us know where you are in the world and who exactly you're supporting. And if you've just subscribed because you're watching a video and not watching the live stream at all, well, let's hope you watch the adverts. My family have to eat after all. Let's get into some more signings that we've made then, shall we? Central defence, we've signed the notorious, easy for me to say, DIG, Kennedy Diggy. Not the quickest, granted, but very good jumping reach and strong. He is like Sylvester Stallone in Rocky 3, bench pressing fallen tree trunks in the Siberian wilderness. He can head, he's brave, he's aggressive, he's determined. The marking and positioning, but otherwise, the notorious DIG, I think, is going to be good. We have other players that can play in central defence. The Dean machine is still knocking around. We've also bought in Mo Ali as well, with the beard to be feared, not that Mo Ali. And if you're in North America, in fact, if you're outside of the UK, you're probably not going to get that cultural reference. We've got a lack of pace again, but more strength, left-footed. I'm pretty pleased with Mo. We've got more going on in defence as well. I've also signed Ben Caninda. 6'3" again, not quite so good in the air, but really good mentals. And I was thinking more of a midfielder where I've already given them a couple of pre-season games. Passing of 10, I think they could be a bit of a solid citizen in the central of midfield for us. So no, Wolf, the window is not closed. It stays open throughout the season. So we just need to wait to see if Farr will sign with us later on. They don't tend to go back on that. I think they'd rather retire, Wolf, which is an annoyance in the game. Talis, talking of annoyance, it bugs you when a player's moan about you bringing in players in a similar spot. Exactly. And I've had a little bit of that. Craig, good afternoon, good sir. Welcome in. Hope you're well. Let us know how your team got on at the weekend, Craig. Bring us good news because everybody else's team have not done so well, unfortunately. Talis, yeah, the notorious DIG is going to be good for the corners, I think, and might just provide us with a good rotation option for Bailey Brown. So maybe the notorious DIG and Bailey Brown can kind of like rotate with each other because Bailey does get tired. Let's go. Love the video about the Club of Pioneers. Thank you very much. Let's go. Do like making a save ideas video. I think by now that much is obvious. Never knew countries like the Faroes, Hong Kong and Malta had such old teams, and yet indeed they do. And Timper, hello you, hello all. Timper, let us know where in the world you are and who in the world you support. Craig Cochrane, another victory for Celtic this weekend. Top of the league still, I would guess. Let's carry on talking you through our new arrivals. Another midfielder come defender who going to be in and out the team and around the squad, I think, is Josh Grant, released by Bristol Rovers, former Chelsea youth player and former Yeovil player, Simon. Yes, hello. Comes from good stock. Think more of a midfielder this time. Fabulous mentals. Physically, not as good, but great personality to have around the dressing room, I think. So, Josh, solid citizen, I would say. Nikos is with us. Welcome in, Nikos. JM Thoughts. Should be happy the Dons didn't lose. It was a 96-minute equaliser, was it? Never mind. Go on to... Yeah, absolutely. It's the notorious DIG Wolf we're going with. Who else have we bought in? So, I bought in a central midfielder very early on in the transfer window. And I was really pleased with him. This is Oliver Pendlebury, who was at Boreham Wood, who the board, by the way, have bought in as our affiliate club. Not that I'm interested in affiliate clubs in any way, shape or form. But when old Penders came in, I thought he was going to be a good deep lying playmaker. Very, very happy with him physically. Passing and the vision are good. First touch is nice. Mentals are, mediocre. Certainly not huge weaknesses apart from the positioning. But I think we've bought in two midfielders since that might be the equal, or certainly in the case of McGlinchey, better than old Pendlebury. So let's introduce you to our new midfield. First of all, we've got Arthur Penny. Now, he can't pass or tackle, okay? I will say that from the off. But everywhere else, I think there is a very decent tier 6 player in there. Wants to play in central defence, but jumping reach of 12, 5'10". I'm thinking more of a ball-winning midfielder that can't tackle. The bravery and the aggression aren't great for that either. I realise there are gaps, but at tier 6 level, just having those kind of physicals gets you a long way, as anybody that's managed down at that level will know. So I'm pretty pleased with him. And then further forward, brace yourselves now. I mean, if you're holding a drink, set it down now. I don't want any spillages. This is Roddy McGlinchey. And for tier 6 standard, I think he could be an absolute chef's kiss of a player.
Nice.
Physically, absolutely superb. Mentally, there's lots to like about his game as well. And the passing and technique are good. I think just ferreting around in the centre of the park, I think he could be absolutely superb. Greeno, he played for Bristol Rovers and Yeovil. And he was also in a Wurzels tribute band. Harry, welcome in. Craig, you've got an Old Firm Cup final to look forward to on Sunday. Best of luck to you in that. KD3, welcome in from Poland. Let us know where in Poland you are, KD3, and who the Polish team is that you follow. Arthur Sixpence is better than Arthur Pennygreen. Well done on that. Although he is better than Arthur Farthing. One of your cultural references down there again. Joshua, here we go. First one of the afternoon from Joshua. McGlinchey looks good, like a young Simon Dresniak. There is one for KD3 to correct on my pronunciation. So, Roddy McGlinchey's looking good. You are a Legia Warsaw fan. Of course you are, KD3. How are they doing in real life this season? Are they looking like they're going to win a title? And when was the last time you got to a live game? Because I would imagine the atmosphere at a Legia game is, well, not to be trifled with, I would imagine. We're still going to have Blissett up front, ripe old age of 34 now. Physicals on the way, and I'm afraid for Nathan. We're still going to have Lewis Salmon up front as well. Physically okay, although not the quickest for a poacher. Very good off-the-ball movement, though. Decent pre-season for Lewis. We've got other strikers that we bought in. We've got Danny Parish, who was released by Tunbridge Angels. Did all right at this level last season. 9 in 18. Not all of those starts. Reasonable bit of pace about him. Composure's okay off the ball. Not as high as you would like, I think. We've got another striker, though. We've got two more, to be honest. We've got, down on the bench, we've got James Alabi, who I'm thinking can rotate in and out for Nathan, because at 34 years old, Nathan's not the youngest anymore. Strength of 16. Physically, he's good all round as well. He's decent lick of pace about him. Composure, finishing, first touch off the ball. This is why we're going to be starting young James on the bench. But as a backup for Blissett, I think we could do all right. Wolf Tracks, you approve of him. Thank you very much to our sporting director for that endorsement. And we've got another quick player on the bench as well. He got injured 5 minutes into his debut during pre-season, and he's missed all of pre-season. So we won't expect to see him during the early weeks of the season. But this is Lewis Darlington. Pace of 13, acceleration of 12, physically very good, mentally lots to like, finishing of 8, not superb, composure of 8, not superb, but good enough, I think. Good enough. Greeno, in 98 you saw England play Poland at the old Legia ground, one of the scariest atmospheres. Whereas KD3 saying the best and loudest atmosphere in the Premier League. Completely unbiased opinion there, KD3. You're living a couple of bus stops from the Legia Stadium. Was there a couple of months ago where you beat Gornik Zabsha? I do know them. You're absolutely right. You beat them 5-3. Legia is second, 7 points behind Rakov. Wow. 7 points sounds a lot. Does Poland have a split at the end of the season where points tallies get halved, or are we just ploughing on to the end of the season? Anyway, where did we get to in our team? I think we've shown you everybody now. Well, brought in another backup left back in the form of Jay Fulston. Physically, mentally, technically, we're just a solid citizen. And then we've got the wings, I'm afraid. Brace yourselves. Hide down the back of the sofa now. Couldn't really find anything that looked good. And so during one of our pre-season games, I even switched our formation. It might have been the Billericay game. It was not the Billericay game. I can't remember which game it was where I switched things. It might have been the Billericay game. I switched it after 5 or 10 minutes and tried to play a sort of a narrow diamond formation because I just couldn't find any wingers that were any good. And I still haven't found any wingers that were any good, but I feel like the shape suits the rest of the players better. So this is what we're going to go with. We've got Zaid Al-Husseini. Pace-wise, we're good. Dribbling and flair-wise, we're good. Teamwork, work rate, stamina, strength, anticipation, decision-making, concentration. So we're still on the lookout for a better left winger. And then on the right wing, we've brought in a player from, brace yourselves, JM, brace yourselves, Wolf. We've rescued one from MK Dons. This is Richie Mahoney. For a winger, you'd say there's some good stuff there. Acceleration, crossing, dribbling, and the technique and the flair, all good for tier 6. Really good for tier 6. Outside of that, they're all-round great game, not great. Determination of 5, awful. Hate that. Decision-making, composure, awful, terrible. For helping out his right back, he's got positioning of 1 and tackling of 2. So we're still looking over on the right-hand side as well. We do have another left winger, Brendan Daniels, who can take fabulous set pieces. We want to go with a conventional out-and-out left winger. Brendan could come in on the left, and we could move Al-Husseini out over to be a conventional right winger. So we've got all of that. Timper greets from southern Finland. Your football season has just kicked off with the League Cup. League starting first week of April, hoping your hometown pride, FC Inter, can do the stuff this season. Is that meaning that you are in Turku, Timper? Is that where Inter are from? I could well be wrong. My knowledge of Finnish football is not as good as it should be. Edwin, you can add the tactics used in your view. It will show even if you change formation during the game. Edwin, thank you very much. I was scrambling around for that. Make the wide players inside forwards. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I don't think I've shown you Alex Benjamin yet. I think he could get up from right back. And remember, I'm also trying to bring in this Aaron Barnes, who, again, I think could be a rampaging right back. So we could always look at making them inside forwards rather than conventional ones. Although with Blissett in the side, I'd like to get as many crosses in as we possibly can. Sorry, minus points for saying the wrong name. It's MK Franchise. If he'd prefer not to play for the McFranchise, then he's all good. Let's assume that that's what he whispered as he walked in the door. Tim Pett, I got it correct. It is Turkey. Thank you very much. The Llama Queen, Jackie, fabulous to see you. Great to see that you're with us again this afternoon. So I think we're only 33 minutes into the stream here and we might be rushing in, but should we play a game? A Football Manager, seeing as the half-time break is nearly upon us. We best play our first game of Football Manager this afternoon, I think. We'll get out there with the squad numbers. Notorious DIG needs a number. Forgive me, Puritans. I will auto number those. And today we are up against Dartford. Away to Dartford as well. I didn't check where Dartford finished last season, but it looks like we are the underdogs. So no pressure. Salmon is motivated by that. Let's get out there and see how the first game of the season goes for us. Solid start. 2 shots straight away. No XG really from them. 3 shots now. 1 on target. And here we go. And the notorious DIG has got up and flicked on. Who said that the notorious DIG might be a danger at set pieces? You were absolutely spot on. Bailey Brown was lurking at that front post, but Notorious got up in front of him. He's flicked one on, and there is the Salmon opening his account. We're going to need a big season from the Salmon. And we are 1-0 up in the early stages of this game. Tallis, take a bow there. You called it absolutely superbly. We've got 2 real presences in the box for set pieces. And here we go again. Bradley to Bailey Brown. He has just headed it over the top of the net. Diggy is already on a 7.3 after that little assist. There's Bailey Brown getting caught under the ball that time. But Bradley mops it up. Here is Bales. And then we've gone over the top to the big man. 34 years old now. And he doesn't need to race away from defences. Instead, he plods his way towards the goal like Hasselhoff in the opening credits of Baywatch. But has done enough to put us 2-0 up. I mean, he really was. He was getting closed down all the time there, wasn't he? Be careful, Dartford have good crossing, JM thoughts. Well done there. Tallis. How this might be something you have done, but for the spots you need to fill, have you checked the release list for hidden gems? I have not. I've been just... Too many draws last season cost us. I don't want to give away a 2-goal lead. Acres of space. Acres of space. I've been relying on my scouts, Tallis, and they've been doing a good job. Tight offside, but that... Are we saying that wasn't offside? Okay. I don't know how offsides work anymore. Got no gain. The promotion charges... Oh, it's underway, GNG, but then we've gifted them away back into the match, and look at the XG now. It is absolutely level. What do we say here? Complacency or... No, it's been far too sloppy. Nathan Blissett, at the age of 34, has now decided that he's nervous. Edwin, big man, the big man still has it. The big man still has it, and we've got options off the bench for him now. We've got anybody that's not performing. The wide players. The wide players not performing great, are they? How about we bring on Daniels just as a conventional winger? You look at his star rating, you know, he's not stunning. I think he's on a non-contract basis. So if we bring him better, and he's not training well either, the stamina of 5 means he's only really got a half in him. Although could take the corners, I think. I mean, if we could find somebody better, we will go for them. Bob, offsides are in the mud now. Is that an FM23 thing? Offsides are all over the shop. Don't do this now. Don't do this. Where's our new goalie? Where's Hayton? He's absolutely nowhere, and Addy's tapped in a second. Are we looking for a flag? Is there any... Oh, no, not again. We dropped so many points from winning positions last season. We really can't afford to drag that into this season. We need a shout. Let's demand more from the team. Come on, let's G the boys up. We're now well behind on the XG after that near open goal. We've got a corner though. Here we go. Daniels is on it and he can hit a corner. We got two big men at the near post. There is Bailey Brown. And Lewis Salmon's prodded that home, has he? Like an own goal to me, but we will take it. 2 for the afternoon for Salmon. Bob Thompson. Oh, sorry. It's in FM, well, yeah, in FM and in real life. I think you're absolutely right there. JDFM taking a cheeky afternoon off, are we, JD? Or are we between meetings right now? Not free kick time again. Not a replay. Oh, it's happened. Have you ever seen a game where that happens twice? The free kick taker pings it off the crossbar for the same player to tap in. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, for goodness sake. Come on, boys. Little break from editing. Not again. Not again. Okay, here we go. Daniels, play this right and we've got a 3-on-2. Or I'll play it wrong and we don't. Okay, here is Mahoney and he's making a bit of progress. And there's the Sam. Oh my goodness. That was not a good finish from the Salmon there, was it? Do we need to freshen things up? We've got another highlight. You'd put your money on the Salmon to score there. Bradley, that is a great thunderous header. You got work to do again now, though. You've done it well. There is the backing up of the right winger, helping out his right back that we feared with his poor strength and stamina and work rate and tackling and positioning. But we're still coming forward. And here is Daniels. And here is Rafe Brown forward from full back. And oh, it's a close one. Okay, pause the game. Pause the game. What's going on? Stephanie Onson is with us. It's a bit strange. FM has not caught on the handball madness. KD3, where is the drum and bass? I'm sure it's only just around the corner. KD3, Joshua Brown, this is worse than the time you lost a Champions League semi-final to a 76-yard own goal. I think I would end the stream right there, Josh, if that happened. Edwin, 2 goals let in from indirect free kicks. Might want to check the defensive free kick settings. Could be right. I gave McGlinchey the big build-up. He's playing a 6.6 in the centre of the midfield. We're going for this on the opening day of the season. McGlinchey's going to bomb on and get forward. Daniels has come on and got a 6.5. Rafe Brown is playing poorly. I'm not sure I really have the players on the bench to change this around as much as I would like. How about we go Penny off, McGlinchey over to be a deep line playmaker, and we give Penders the license to roam forward. Oh. We've had 16 shots now, 9 on target, but we've let in 3 really soft goals. Come on, encourage for the final couple of minutes. Addy has got a hat-trick. This is petering out, isn't it? It's petering out into a high-scoring draw. In fact, we're under pressure before the final whistle goes. And they've got time to get the ball in the box, and there he is. And
Do I not like that? So goal.
It's not petering out into a high-scoring draw at all, is it? God, he scored 4 goals from a cumulative distance of about 12 yards, I think. He's just the tap-in king, and on the opening day of the season, we've gone down 4-3, having been in the lead 2-0 and 3-2. Thrash the arms. That was wretched. Sign Addy. He's on a contract, Wolf. That will be difficult. because we've got no money. If he's on a non-contract, that might have been the smartest thing I've heard today. Let's check that out. First of all, where were Dartford last season? By some hope, have they been relegated? They've not. They are 6-1 shots to go up, but they've not been relegated. So where did they finish last season? Great. 17th. Got no game. The only way is up. Well, I don't know. Could get worse, I suppose. Maybe this is going to be a bad season. Okay, well, let's have a look at the boy. Is he at least listed as their star player? He's not. He's not even their star striker. Charlie Caton is. My goodness. He looks good. Oh, they're paying £925 a week. Our top player's on 400 squidlets a week. So Dartford have got some money. Let's have a look at the boy, shall we? Here we go. TQ Addy. £275 a week. He'd cost us anywhere between 20 or 200. Look at him. He's not even that good. No pace, no strength. All right, he's probably a decent finisher. I'm not sure we'd even bring him in if he'd agree to come and we could afford him. But he's really done the damage to us this afternoon. Luckily, games come thick and fast at this level, so we roll on to Wealdstone. Rolled on. Thank you very much. They nicknamed the Stones. Okay. Talis, your Red Star save. You now face PSG for the first time in the French Cup. It didn't end well, Talis. How badly did it go? Salty B! Are we on another one of those cheeky lunch breaks, Salty B? Are you in a local hostelry in the vicinity of your workplace, just enjoying a cheeky Monday lunch and a bit of stream time on your phone? Welcome in. Good to see you. Talis, Connor Essam, ex-Gills and Dartford player. Yeah, not playing, but us. You'd think you'd have better off the ball qualities, Wolf. Yeah, I mean, with the attribute masking on, I couldn't see too much, but he didn't look stunning. They're bringing in more players here. If they just brought in a player from Portsmouth. Dartford seems to be throwing money around here. Tom Lennox is with us. Welcome in, Tom. Remind me, Tom, where on earth in the States are you? I want to say Chicago, but I could be making things up here. Talis. It's a 5-1 hammering. Salty. Working from home today, and it's a half day because of half term. So you're done for the day. Woohoo. And that means that you are relaxing, playing a bit of FM as well, Salty. Sean Hammond is with us as well. Afternoon to one and all, and to you, Sean. Welcome in. Let's see what the scouts have been up to. Have you got anything for me? Harrison Thompson, 18 years old. Oh, Harrison Thompson. Okay, we'll enjoy that little treat in a moment. First of all, we've got Harry Crane. No, Harry, you're not the one for me. Monty Marriott. Fabulous alliteration, but agility of 6. Looks good otherwise. Monty, best of luck in your future career. Louis Nesbitt. Strength of 2. No. Vision of 1. Patrick Stauszewski. No, Patrick. Harrison Thompson. Ooh, here we go. Hello. This might be worth a look. Was at Norwich last season. No game time. Physically, we look good. Off the ball, not great. Is this any better than what I've already bought in? Compare with, what have we bought in? Somebody like Lewis Darlington. Harry Thompson is a bit better than Lewis Darlington. And Lewis Darlington, I think, is on non-contract terms, so I could always release him if I bring in another striker. That would be harsh. He is on non-contract terms. Very harsh on Lewis. He's never played a game for the club. And actually, now I click on Lewis, well, he actually looks quite good, doesn't he? He does look quite good. I tell you what we're going to do. Harry Thompson, in you come on a 4-week trial. Let's percolate on you. Keep that going. And what's our final one? No. Ben Whelan? No. Okay. The scouts continue to do their work. What do we got going on then? So we've got Chicago is correct. Tom Lennox. Oh, God, I'm on fire this afternoon with the old memory. I'm on fire. You're from Chicago. Didn't even mean that one. Salty, you're making a few tickers, are you? Wanted to have your voice in your ears to get the creative. I can only apologise, Salty. I've probably put you right off your game. What was that? The first Llama pun for the? It won't be the last, Edwin. It won't be the last. And Admiral Fujitora, when you are ill with flu, the best medicine is winning. So you're starting a save with Paris Saint-Germain, are you? Well, I would imagine winning would very much be on the menu. Talis. He looks like a... Don't do this to me, Talis. You'd be very tempted. Plus, did you see 12 finishing? Talis. You are... Where is he? Oh, we already brought him in. He's already on trial. You did... 12 finishing and 11 composure. So, it's that off-the-ball movement. It's not stellar, is it? Although you look at the teamwork and the work rate, and he could easily be a pressing forward, couldn't he? All right. Doesn't have a picture, though. Would I be more likely to sign him if he had a picture? Am I that shallow? Yes. Yes, I am. We're about to take on the Stones. Okay. Wealdstone. They're 9th. Then we got Chippenham. Then we got Hayes and Yedding. It's a busy time. I think we play Wealdstone, and then potentially it's the half-time break. And we're going to go full on Jimmy Glass discussions. Still, Lewis Darlington is struggling. Let's go back a second. How did Wealdstone get on in their first game? They grabbed a point. Who were they playing? They had a high scoring draw with Hayes and Yedding, so their defence is as leaky as ours. Interesting. There could be a chance for us to get in behind them here. Although I'm very, very worried that out wide we've got very limited options. And I'm very, very tempted, you know, because we could play 4 central midfielders. We can, one as a DM, 3 in the middle. And I think if we were to bring in Pendlebury, I think he's a better midfield option than our wingers are wide options. So we could bring Pendlebury in. And then we could also bring in, somebody like Joshy Grant to play in front of the back 4. I think he's a reasonable option. Or we could bring in Keninda, who I know wants to play as a central defender, but I think he could play in front of the back 4 as well. Oh, I'm confused. Wolf Tracks, if he has pace and can cross. Oh, hold on here. Hold on. I like where you're going and haven't even read the end of your message there. He could be a backup winger who might still... Crossing of 5. Okay. But as an inside forward. Maybe. Can any of our other players? Danny Parish, crossing of 7. Could go out there. What about Darlington? No. What about Salmon? No. Okay. I like where you're thinking there. And Talis likes it too. Talis, wonder if a 4-3-1-2 might work. I played it in a pre-season game and it absolutely did not. Sean, that is a beautiful bit of punnage, by the way. Well done. We're going to go unchanged for this game. Let's just let everybody settle down because we did score 3 goals. We were just undone by 2 direct free kicks and an indirect free kick. So let's not press the panic buttons yet. And we are at home in this game. I want to see more from Mahoney. He can dribble, he can cross, and he's quick. Now, I can't do anything else, but I'd at least like to see him do that. Al Husseini, my expectations are lower. Okay, let's get out there. Come on. Let's cross the fingers now. Come on, everybody, together. We believe, don't we? We believe. Let's not abandon the 4-2-4 before we've really got going on it. Come on, we only brought it in at the back end of last season, and I think it only lost 1 or 2 games. So we're not going to abandon it yet. Let's see how we get on there against Wealdstone. Then we will reassess. Here we go. We're underway. We could do with a morale-boosting performance. A clean sheet would be nice. 2 or 3 goals would be lovely. No defensive free kicks conceded would also be good. It's a quiet start to the game. Shot apiece. We're slightly ahead on the possession. There's not a lot happening here, is there? In we go to the shouts. Demand more. Are we going to get through an entire half with absolutely no highlights whatsoever? We're not. Here is Bradders. Goes cross field. Hosseini doesn't even jump for the ball, and we've lost possession of it. And this might not be good. We've got all the players back in the world, and yet still they work it between them. They've got a man over on the left. How have we not managed to see this out yet? Oh, poor. Very poor. Talis, you're not suggesting we change it, just wondered with some new additions if it could be. It's absolutely an option. I'm thinking the same as you, Talis. I'm thinking the same as you. I really do need the scouts to turn up with a couple of decent wingers to keep the 4-2-4 functional, I think. No Diggity at the back. Gives it to Rafe Brown. We've gone forward to the target man. He's not there. We've lost the ball in the midfield areas. We've won it back. There's the penny. Here's the salmon. He's dispossessed inside his own half. And oh my God, we're in trouble. Hayton tips it over the bar. A win here would be great, but you can't always get what you want. No, very true, Greeno. If we did get a win, though, we'd be dancing in the streets, wouldn't we? Bailey Brown, you've headed that straight back into trouble. We've had a poor first half here. Wealdstone have had 4 shots, 3 on target. We've had 1 effort in the whole half. That's really poor. It's absolutely unacceptable. How are the wide men playing? They're both on 6.5s. Okay. We're thinking. We're mulling. We're mulling. Joshy Grant is coming on. Henders is coming on. And what we're going to do is this. Granty in. You don't want to be a halfback, Granty, but you're a central defender. And you can pass in your vision. Why don't you want to be a halfback? What's all this about? Speak to me. You don't have the first touch to play as a halfback. Is that what we're worried about? You're playing tier 6 football here, Josh. You're going to be a halfback because I want you to drop in amongst the other two. Because these squirrels now, they're going. They're gone. They're rampaging. Here we go. We're going to bring in Penny here. Win the ball. Pendlebury. McGlinchey. You are going to go and do this. You're doing that. You and Bradders are going to link up down the right. You're not going out wide. You're just bombing on. Get into that box. Slightly more. I'm going to take off that, actually. And take off the width. No. That sounds like that wouldn't be the right thing to do. Okay. Let's go. Change of shape. We're trying it, Alice. We're trying it. Let's see how it goes in the second half. It's given us a shot already. Let's put a shout out as well. Let's encourage the team. We're into a highlight. They're in behind our defence. We're seeing them down the line. Oh, no Diggity. In. Salmon. Up. He's not. Okay. We got to defend again. Bowerman. In around the back of our defence. No. No. Oh, no. Our centre-halves are getting outdone for movement time and time again here. Oh, it's not looking good. Who was undone that time? He has just run off the back of, I think, no diggity. Let's watch. It's Diggy. It's Diggy. There's no danger. There's no danger. The danger's over your shoulder, Diggy. Yeah, there's the danger. Okay. Oh, Diggy, 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 Diggy. Okay. Okay. Talis, you have not failed at tactics. This was a joint decision. We've had 3 shots since we switched to it. But it's not working, is it? And we've got a lot of new players that I've brought into the club. So Dynamics is shot. And some of these new players that I brought in, hoping for big performances from, like McGlinchey, we've had nothing from in 2 games and we're 2-0 down. And this time he's peeled off our left back. Defensively, we are a shambles. McFly is in. Good to see you, Craig. Dark Admiral, has anyone ever watched the full 90 minutes to see exactly what's going on? I have. When I used to manage the Northern Mariana Islands, I used to watch most of those games full 90 minutes. Get Minter back in between the sticks, Wolf. It's a good point, and it's well made. Hayton is on a 6.6. Bradders is on a 6.5. Bailey Brown, Rafe Brown, poor. Salmon, 6.2. No shots on target. It's too late now, boys, isn't it? It's too late. And this is a bad start to the season. There's Bradders. He's in. There. Oh, he's hit the bar. And we're vulnerable. We're vulnerable. Oh, goodness me. This was not the start that we were hoping for. 2 defeats in the first 2 games. And we can't get hold of the ball. Got 4 men in midfield and we're not keeping hold of the ball. Here's Diggers. Not a good game. Bailey Brown's had a worse game. It's Diggers again. Come on. Granty. He's gone long. Salmon, I think you're offside. I don't think that's counting. Linesman's got his flag up. Oh, dear me. Dear me. And it was just a punt. There was no craft, no guile, no skill involved there. I've not seen anything of Pendlebury since he came on. He's meant to have an attack duty on. I've not seen a thing from him. Oh, poor start. Bob Thompson. A tweet for you'd lost me at Stingers here, Bob Thompson. We going crawling to Stinger for tactical inspiration. I couldn't do it. I couldn't give him the satisfaction. He'd be in here, Bob, crowing. You know what he's like. Bailey Brown gets up. What did you do then? So a tweaked version of Stinger's 4-2-2 DMSM. Is that what he calls his box tactic? He's doing really well for you with Scar. You said tweaked. Yeah, we'd have to tweak it so that Stinger didn't recognise it. We can't have him in here crowing. Somebody will go and tell him in the Discord. Someone will go and say, Llama's using your tactics. Okay, we need a rethink here. We need a rethink. First place we're going to go is to see the assistant manager. Transfers. Suggest transfer targets. We need a left winger. I'll take one on loan. Dean Williams from Sutton, under 18s. With pace of potentially 7. Come on, Mr. Karanka. We need better than that. Okay, I'll take a free transfer one. Anything you've got for me. Nelson Isigo. Bear with me for one moment here. Hello. Left-footed. Pace, agility, and acceleration. We're ignoring the balance here. He will fall over. Crossing and dribbling. Will make the right decision and has a soupçon of off-the-ball movement here. Passing a 5, but still, this is better than anything we've seen during pre-season. Bravery of 2 is alarming, by the way. Very consistent. Can cross a ball. It's worth taking a look at, isn't it? Isn't it? Okay, he's not the only one that they've suggested. Jeff Putz. Jeff Putz we've had on trial already during pre-season. Stamina of 3. Vision of 4. Jeff played well on his debut during pre-season, but no. He wasn't what we were looking for. Where has Nelson been? He was at Torquay on loan last season, made 7 appearances off the bench. Okay, well, we can't really judge him on that. He's a West Country boy. Greeno eats 6 foot. Oh, hang on, Greeno. West Country boy, and suddenly Greeno comes out. He was busy working for a minute, weren't you there, Greeno? And I say West Country boy, and you swing round to your keyboard and thought, hello. Timper, he's injury prone. Is he? Selfish, one-footed, needs to become more convincing. I'm not seeing it injury prone. I just think he probably wasn't good enough to be in the Torquay side last season. Bravery of 2 with aggression of 15, Tom. You know, so he hates going into challenges, but, you know, when you really rile him up, he will go in with some gusto. Let's approach Nelson and just see what he's thinking. He wants to be a star player. He's ambitious. He wants us to reach the playoffs. Well, the first 2 games suggest that might not be an issue. I think we're looking at way too much money for him, aren't we, here? Oh, no, we're not. Estimated wage of potentially £925, yet he's blundered into him in negotiations and he's saying 240. So this is where I say for 240 the deal's done and somebody else is going to come in and sign him instead, aren't they? Nobody else is interested right now. He's been without a job since July the 1st. You watch how many clubs come in for him now. Simon Thorley plays really loud, knockdown ginger. Joshua Brown, 15 aggression, 2 bravery. Joshua Brown, that is comment of the day. 15 aggression, 2 bravery, your average Twitter user. Greeno, that's where his pace of 12 comes in. He needs to run away from the situation. He runs towards it with the aggression, realises he's not very brave, and then he backs out of there. Okay, that's interesting. What about over on the right? I'm looking for a loan signing. Matty MacArthur from Gillingham, Tallis. Speak to me. Do we know of Matty MacArthur with dribbling of 4? Never mind. Call off the search, Tallis. Call off the search. Is he Australian? He's Australian, and they're saying one of his biggest pros, he's a full understanding of the language. Well, as an Australian, you'd imagine he would have a full understanding of the language. What with him speaking English as his first language? Okay. All right. Well, if that's his, yeah, he's not going to be any good, is he? He's not going to be any good. Inconsistent. All right. So we go back in. You came up trumps for us last time, David. We would like free transfer. New name to me. So you imagine he's like to be one of the youth players at the moment. I think so. Okay. David Karanka gives us Tyler Walton, Mason Saunders Henry, popular law firm, and Craig Fazenmaid. MacArthur might understand the language, but can anyone else understand him when he talks? That's a good point. Tyler Walton. What are we up to here? Crossing might not be the best, but he's going to work hard. He's got good off the ball. The pace looks interesting. He was at Wealdstone for a few years. In the league above. And made 9 starts. And scored a couple. Tyler Walton. I think there's enough there. Oh. Carr, Shelton and Farnborough are interested. There's enough there to take you for a week and have a look, I think. Mason Saunders Henry. Oh, whoa. Hold on. I recognise you, Mason Saunders Henry. Did we have you in during pre-season? I feel like we might have. What put me off? Because you are quick and you can cross. Off the ball movement of 4. Composure of 4. Strength of 3. May well have put me off. But I'm going to have another look at you for a week. These are desperate times. Craig. Come on, Craig. Whoa. Call your jets now. We've got a quickie and he's strong. And he might work hard. And he might have some flair. Not off the ball movement, but he might have some flair. He's aggressive. and he can dribble, and he's got a first touch. We cannot see what his crossing is. He was a Tunbridge Angel last year. He was in our division, played 28 games, not well, but I think Tunbridge Angels got relegated. Rock is in. Not good balance or jumping. That must be for a previous player. Craig Fassam, I'm interested in having a look at you. Here we go. Okay, I feel like that gives us something to work with. Okay, I think we need to get back over to the chat screen. We're doing far too much Football Manager here, and it's not going very well. 2 defeats from the opening games, not great at all. Instead, I think we need to start and have a little chat, don't we? There are plenty of you in, so let's get you talking on this rather fine Monday, shall we? Dark Admiral, learning a lot watching this transfer section. Well, I have very little to teach. What I have has just been shown, Dark Admiral. What I've shown. I was watching. I finished making the children's packed lunches this morning, and then Sky Sports was on. For those of you that are abroad, Sky Sports is it's like a satellite TV channel in the UK that shows all of the football. And there was a little 30-minute documentary on at about 8:30 this morning about the Jimmy Glass story, which was about 25 years ago. He joined League 2, or at the time Division 3, but League 2 Carlisle for the last 3 games of their season because all of their other goalkeepers had got injured. And they were threatened with relegation from out of the league. He came in, and in his first 2 games, he helped Carlisle United to get 2 draws. But that left them bottom of the table going into the final game of the season when they were playing Plymouth. And they needed to try and better the result of Scarborough. There you go, Bob. In order to try and stay in the Football League. And whilst Scarborough were drawing, Carlisle were also tied in their game against Plymouth, heading into injury time. When Carlisle won a corner, Jimmy Glass went up for the corner. They sent the corner into the box. Their central defender headed it. The goalkeeper parried it. And goalkeeper Jimmy Glass, in his 3rd game on loan at Carlisle, in the 93rd minute of the game, volleyed home a winner that kept Carlisle in the Football League, a place where they have been ever since. Meanwhile, Scarborough, as Bob will know, were bankrupt less than a decade after falling into non-league. That could have been Carlisle. And watching this documentary did make me think of today's talking points. What is the most iconic moment in football you've observed, either because you were in the stadium yourself or because you were a viewer? I remember watching this, or listening to it at least, as it happened. I wasn't there in the stadium, but I remember listening to it live. I also remember the iconic moment where Leicester City were awarded a penalty against Watford, missed it. I think it might have been Anthony Knockhart that missed it. And then Watford went up the other end of the pitch, and Troy Deeney scored to set up a playoff for Watford. Absolutely iconic. What are your most iconic footballing moments that you have either seen live or just observed whilst you were watching or listening to football? Greeno, Jimmy Glass is a Cherries legend. After retirement, he became a local cab driver in Wimborne, I believe. Greeno. Eddie Howe gave him a job as player liaison officer. He did indeed. So now, if Dominic Solanke needs a plumber, Jimmy Glass sorts it out. So this documentary I was watching, Greeno, was just a rerun from one they made a few years ago. Is he still a player liaison officer? Even now Eddie Howe has left the Cherries. Got no game. Emi Martinez tried it at the weekend with less success. He didn't have a lot of success at the weekend, did he? Harry Istanbul 2005. Your grandfather was a Milan fan. You went to bed at half-time 3-0 down, or 3-0 up for Milan, and was very confused at school the next day, I would imagine. Joshua Brown, that Deeney moment is better than the Aguero one. And you will die on that hill. I will die on any hill that Troy Deeney is a part of. KD3, I remember watching this game. KD3, Manchester United, Bayern Munich, Sami Kufor beating the ground. An absolute shout. But for you, your most iconic was Poland 2-0 versus Germany. First win in history over the German team. England fans, do you remember Sven-Göran Eriksson's 5-1 away in Munich? That was pretty iconic. Greeno Eats, often see him around the ground on match days. Well, that's beautiful right there. McFly, I remember watching this game, McFly. Kevin Davis, Sean Dyche was playing, weren't they, McFly? 97 FA Cup final. This still rankles with me, Craig. Chesterfield 2-1 up against Middlesbrough. And that's a Middlesbrough that is 97. That's got to be Emerson, Ravanelli, Janino, Branco, hasn't it? Craig Hignett. A bit of an add-on on that list, Craig Hignett. Borough equalised and then went in front, and Jamie Hewitt scored a header with the last touch of the game, forcing a replay. But wasn't one of the Borough games, one of the Borough goals, wasn't it really controversial, McFly? Am I making that up? Was there a goal that maybe shouldn't have stood? Let's go. Sinan Bolat, the goalkeeper from Standard Liège, scored a header against AZ Alkmaar in the Champions League in the last minute, qualifying you for the Europa League. Check out YouTube. Sinan Bolat, AZ goal. Nigel is with us. Good to see you, Nigel. Got to be the Aguero moment. Finished up about 10 rows lower down the stand. Nigel, were you there? Were you there against QPR? That is superb. All those players, Craig, thank you. The memory needs a little bit of help these days. Greeno, iconic for the wrong reasons. You were in the Estadio de Luz for England versus France, Euro 2004. Was that when we got David Jamesed, Greeno? Was David James doing funny things in that game? Ryan Black, Hearts versus Celtic, 2012 Scottish Cup semi-final, 1-0 up. Until Gary Hooper scored for Celtic in 88 minutes. And then Craig Beattie pops up for Hearts with a penalty in 90 plus 2 minutes to win the game. Sounds fantastic. Rook, not iconic, but you had a nice weekend watching... Oh, Rook, you weren't. Watching 3 Japanese First League games. The fans never stopped chanting. Rook, we're not letting you get off that easily. Who were you watching? And which of the 3 was the best atmosphere? Junior. As silly as it sounds... Kirk Miller's goal for Linfield. I tell you what, whoever you're following, doesn't matter. Kirk Miller's goal for Linfield against Bode Glimt at home last July. Linfield had barely just gone full time and won 1-0 when he chipped the keeper at Windsor. They lost 8-1 in aggregate, but it was a beautiful moment. Tom Lennox, you were going to nominate Istanbul. Football as championship was just gaining popularity in the States around the time. Remember it vividly, as do I. McFly, Dyche and Davis. Yeah, the controversy was we scored a goal but was chalked off by David Ellery, and that would have put you 3-1. I knew there was controversy. Big team bias, Craig. Big team bias. Tom Lennox. Any of your Croatian friends here in Chicago would certainly say the victory of Brazil in this World Cup. Simon Thornley. Your own favourite iconic moment was watching Sunderland beat Leeds. Is that the Bob Stoker running across the pitch final there? Craig Cockram. Not iconic. But the Paolo Di Canio's goal versus Aberdeen with his golden boots was awesome. And Nigel's other favourite World Cup game you've seen live. England 1-0 versus Egypt. Mark Wright. Was it a Gaza free kick for Mark Wright to head home? Had Mark Wright cut his eye earlier in the game and had a huge bandage on? Am I right or am I making things up there, Nigel? McFly, 26 years ago, but it still hurts. Chesterfield, though, I mean, chance of the playoffs, you've just lost your striker to Peterborough, haven't you, Chesterfield? The player that we were trying to sign at Birmingham. Greeno, back in the 90s, Pompey versus Crystal Palace. A player from each side goes down injured. Physios run on, becomes a race. Pompey physio cleans out the Palace one and runs off cheering. Let's go. Euro Cup 96 semi-final when the sound cut off during the England national anthem. England crowd and players took over like a boss. Still get goosebumps. I have to go back and watch that. Let's go. Kabonga Shimanga. Of course, Kabonga Shimanga. Feel free to keep your iconic moments coming. I love a halftime break, I have to be honest. But time to get out there now. We are playing Chippenham Town, who seem to have 2 wins from 2. I'm excited because potentially we've got 2 wingers coming in on trial who might help save our season. However, the crossing's going to be poor with Tyler Walton, isn't it? The crossing's going to be poor, but he will work hard. I'm not ruling you out, Tyler. Saunders Henry. Yeah, I remember you on trial during pre-season, and we didn't like you, did we? We decided not to go with you. Craig. Crossing could be poor. Maybe I've got a bit excited about these players, and they're not going to be as good as hoped. Although Harrison Thompson. Talis. Germany dismantling of Brazil was something no one saw coming. That was very iconic. Rookie watched FC Tokyo versus Urawa Red Diamonds. Really good match. Probably the best of the night. Then you watched the replays of Sanfrecce Hiroshima versus Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo. And then Yokohama Flugels Yokohama FC. Is that not Yokohama Flugels anymore? Versus Nagoya Grampus 8. Nigel, you remember the bandage? But you have a feeling it was a centre half. Maybe it was Butcher that sent it in. Maybe it was Big Butch. Rook, all the fans were great. The matches not so much, but every game can't be perfect. Greeno, you were at Wembley for... No. You saw the Gaza free kick versus Arsenal in the FA Cup semi-final. Greeno, you lucky individual. Okay. 2 games, 2 defeats. We make changes. So we're going to get Daniels in as a winger. Al Hassani's going to go out to the right as a winger. What else has been poor? Central defence has been poor. Ben Kaninda is coming in. I'm going to say for Diggy. Diggy's on a 6.85. Bailey Brown's on a 6.7. Can you go back and cover with acceleration of 10? I'm not sure you can, but I'm also thinking I'm going to ask you to. Or maybe not. Could Bailey Brown be aggressive? No, he can't. Okay. Can Kaninda be aggressive? He could. Could you be a stopper? Is that what I want to do? I'm not sure. As Brad has played early doors, 6.75, so poor would be the answer. Who is Granty? That's my backup right back, isn't it? Granty, you're coming in, son. We're ringing the changes here. Rafe Brown. You're coming out for Fulston. So we've got almost a new back 4. We're changing the keeper, aren't we, Wolf, if you're still there? Let's get Minty back in. And then in the midfield, maybe it's the positions that aren't right. So, Penny, McGlinchey. Let's try. Let's go that. Craig Cochran, Roger Miller, of course. Greeno Eats used to see a lot of good football. Then he became a Bournemouth fan. Joshua Brown. Kaninda looks suspiciously similar to Carl Madianga. Joshua, I have no idea who Carl Madianga is. Is this someone from one of my own saves that I don't remember? Did you take notes when watching Border Adventures, Josh? Where do you get these references from? Have we got anything on the bench that we could bring in? Mo Ali. Leadership of 12. Are we missing a leader back there? We were playing Bailey Brown with leadership of 7. Our other centre half was No Diggity, leadership 11, so he should have been the leader back there. Our goalkeeper, communication of 10, leadership of 8. Have we now improved that? Minter, communication of 9, leadership of 9. Not really. Kaninda, leadership of 11, like for like. And then Brown. So what if we bring Mo Ali in and we have leadership of 11 and leadership of 12 at the back? And I don't want Mo Ali to be a stopper, so be a defend. Bailey Brown just comes out just for a rest, as Bliss it looks like he needs to do as well. So let's get James Alabi. Forgive me, I'm doing a lot of thinking out loud here. Okay, let's try that. Look at that midfield too, by the way, in terms of their star rating. If you bring Penners in, what's Penners? 2.5. We got good options in midfield. McGlinchey, back in you go, son. Okay, let's try this. And also, let's pass into space. Tactical meeting. Here we go. Chippenham Town away. They've won 2. We've won none. Okay, it's going to be a toughie, but here we go. Here we go. We need to try and get back to, well, maybe not even winning ways. Drawing ways perhaps might do. Let's see how it goes. Into the dressing room then. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. I could say that. No, that's the one, isn't it? Marked improvement. Defenders, Faith. Melvin Minter, not happy. Chippenham grounds packed. What's going on here? Here we go. We're underway. Minter. 2 minutes in. Here we go. Granty. Over the top. Looks for Alabi. Here he is. This is a good start. That's composed. Kaninda. Let's try to pick out the winger. Granty's backing him up though. Sling it in now, son. No. Win it? No. Okay. No. It's not a highlight for us, is it? Or is it? Kaninda mops up the loose ball. Sends it forward. We're sending it forward and it's not sticking. And it's not a highlight for us, is it? Torres gets in behind our defence. They've got 1 man in the box. We've got 3 marking them. No. No. We need to do some defensive positioning training, I think. How? Into Rusi. Ferguson. We're closing them down well in midfield. But they've got options out wide. Look at their right winger. Look at this. Where's our left back? Where are you? Why, Fulston, have you come so narrow when Danny McNamara is out wide? I did not like that little passage of play. Their left winger, Granty's got him tucked up nicely, but I did not like that. There is the left winger. Kaninda, good start to the game, I think. Here's McGlinchey. That's poor. No. I don't like this at all. We're not playing the kind of football that I'm looking for. Not at all. If we're going long, it's got to stick. Otherwise, we need to be a little bit more incisive and maybe a bit more thoughtful in our play. Not happy. It's another highlight for them. And it's, oh, goodness me, they should be a goal up by now. Right, this never works. This never works, does it? Focus. Come on. They're not going to like this, are they? Okay, the back 4 have. This is rubbish. We're playing absolute garbage here. 1 shot. 0.01. Oh dear. 3 shots. 0.15. 8 shots for Chippenham. They've only hit the target with 1, but they've had some good chances that they've headed wide. This is absolute dross. Wingers are playing a 6.7 and a 6.6. Salmon's playing even worse. Okay, what do we got? Craig Cockram. This could be a long season. Pokes! Afternoon! Struggling with FM. You're right, Pokes. We are. Need some help for Pokes. Get your best tactical suggestions going. The midfield 2 is not working, is it? We've got 2 of the best midfielders, I think, in the league, and they are playing rubbish. And I think it might be because they don't want to play as part of a midfield 2. Penny, I don't think, wants to play in midfield at all, to be honest. So how can we mix this up? Pendlebury. What can you do, Pendlebury? Can you be a deep line playmaker? I mean, you really can be a deep line playmaker. So let's try that. Playmake. McGlinchey. Apparently you want to be a ball winner. But I don't see it in your future, I have to be honest. Let's try just as a central midfielder. Okay, let's try something else. Daniels can play on the right, and we know that Hosseini can play on the left. So, can you finish? You cannot. Okay. Go and be an inverted winger then. Can you finish? You cannot. Okay. Can Richie Mahoney finish? Really, no. Okay, so do that. Granty, do that. Falston, try your best, son. Do that. Okay. Tweaked tactic for the second half here. Tweaked tactic. Pokes. Do you need a left wing back from Norway who can bang in a goal for fun when you need it the most? You know a guy. Okay. If it ends in Wembangomo, I like your thinking. We're in. Parish. Way! Changes. Tactical changes. 5 minutes into the second half. Come on. Parish. First goal for the club. He's only a tiddler, Parish. McGlinchey. That was nice. Granty. Now as a fullback on attack. That's nice. It's a good ball in as well. And come on, Sean. You were at an England game where Lineker could have equalled the scoring record from the spot, but proper fluffed it. Was that the Brazil game at Wembley? I remember it. Talis, these ones aren't as nice, but the Ericsson and Muamba, no, of course, very iconic. I remember them. Pokes, you summoned up the spirit of Wembangomo, and it was some overlapping fullback play that did it. Minter clutches it to his chest. Get the ball to him now. Look at Al Husseini. All right, you've gone for Parish. Didn't work. Okay. We need a winner here then. Is it me or has Kaninda played very well this afternoon? He's on a 7.0. I feel he's done a bit better. And here's Alabi. Pace of 11. Finishing of 7. Sean. 92. It was Brazil at Wembley. I remember it well. Fluffed his lines. Daniels. Come on. Let's get a second goal. Here we go. Al Husseini. Just fire that in. Fire. Took your time. Alabi's on a 6.6. Suboptimal, I think we'll say. Pokesy, I am fabulously well. More importantly, how are you and how are your fabulous children? Is it a half-term week in Berkshire? Are you spending some quality time with your kids this week? And GT is with us as well. GT, fabulous to see you. How did all of your clubs get on at the weekend, GT? Larkhall Thistle. Well, we know about Aston Villa. Played very well, by all accounts. And the Ackies as well, GT. How did we all get on? Parish, come on. Play the ball now. Oh, I like this inverted winger thing that he's doing. And there's Penders. Oh, okay. Simon was at Wembley 92 as well. Let's go Baggio's penalty. Oh. Ponytail. Joshua Brown. It's because I said he looks like Madianga. If you zoom in a bit more, you can see he's blushing. Darren Taylor arrived late. Hello, Darren. We were talking about Moeen Ali earlier. I think you're perhaps the only person that would have got that reference. GT. Villa lost. Aki's won. Larkhall Thistle won. That's the perfect trio of results for me. Nathan Marsh, good to see you. Thank you very much. We love a best save ever on this channel, and Simon has been putting together our next one. and it's going to be a beauty. And Simon, I started assembling the footage for it last night. It's going to be nice. I found some really good footage for that one, Simon. So I won't tell you what the next best save ever is going to be about, but it's going to be good. And I'm pretty sure that Simon, we're convinced about what we're going to do for the best save ever after that as well, because Simon had another great idea for a theme for 3 clubs that you could manage in Football Manager 23. All 3 of them were fabulous ideas. So on one of the clubs, so it won't be the next best save ever video, it's going to be the one after the next one. One of the clubs that Simon has come up with is, people are going to love it. It's going to be like a Salgueiros, or if you watch the Zealand video, everybody wants to manage Thwaita or Melilla. Since we talked about, a club in North Africa that could win the European Champions League, I think Simon's come up with another club that's going to have that kind of vibe to it. We need to make a change in midfield because McGlinchey is tired and booked. Bradley is coming on. And Jay Falston, you have nothing to be complacent about. You're a backup left back who's just come in for one good performance. Darren Taylor, Moeen Ali, huge cricketer. I'm a Worcestershire fan, so Moeen, bit of a favourite, Darren. Because New Road is, of course, that's where I grew up as a youngster. GT. Sorry, GT. No. Oh, why can we never keep clean sheets? And that has come down the left flank there. So Falston looking complacent. Well, where are you? So there's our left back. There is our inside or our inverted winger doing your job, I would say, there, Falston. Not doing it well, but that's not what he's in the team for. He's run off the back of both of them. In fact, it's a midfielder that comes across and gets on the ball. And then... why doesn't marking strikers... why is it not a thing in Football Manager? I want to mark the strikers tightly, but everybody tells me that's disaster. But surely that makes sense, doesn't it? When I was a kid playing football, you'd get centre halves to mark the centre forwards. That sounds like it makes sense to me. We're on the ball though. Here's Granty. You've got backup there. There's Kaninda. He looks very calm at the back. And he sent a good ball through. And there's Daniels. And there's Parrish. And he's poached his way to a second goal. That's a carbon copy of the first. It's the right-sided attacking midfielder this time rather than the right back. That's an identical goal, and I like it, I have to be honest. Kaninda, forward. It's a great ball. Daniels, we've got 3 in the box to hit. Parrish tucks it home. I'm going to pause the game. And I'm going to go into our tactics here. And I'm going to call this the Dirk Benedict 2.0 because I quite like the way it's playing. Unless, of course, we want to give it a brand... in fact, we probably should give it a brand new title because we're moving away from the Dirk Benedict here. We want a 80s/90s icon, please. Somebody that transcends Britain. Somebody with global appeal. Simon, Yeovil and Dorchester. Yeah, yes, that's very nice. Craig, you did a Thwaita save last year. Never managed to win the Champions League, but won La Liga. I mean, that's fabulous, Craig. What a performance that is. Simon, you always mark a lone striker personally, unless they're rapid pokes. Results like this, you need to be here more often. Craig Greeno, we did a Craig McLaughlin in FM22. We had a very popular Craig McLaughlin as well. It worked very well for us. I think that was during... oh, pokes. There we go. I'm not sure that's quite the global appeal that we were looking for, Pokes, but still, this is the one and only tactic, isn't it? Hey, buddy? Buddy, the one and only. Chesney Hawks, we're in. Okay, we'll call that back up after the game. Somebody please remind me to do that. Simon Thornley, Spice Girls. You're just a wannabe, Simon, aren't you? You're just a wannabe. Simon Thornley. You'll go off-piste and propose Alexander Aronet. By the way, Josh, no. Oh. We cannot defend. It's him again. It's Wealdstone. And he doesn't even try and get back to make up for his errors. And I'm not sure Minter has really been any good this afternoon. Oh, what am I missing here? What am I missing? Yeah, Joshua Brown. I'm pretty sure I've remembered the player who, from Border Adventures for Toulon, was never any good at Toulon, but he's now tearing it up in League 1. Sofiane Diop is playing really well now. Again, nobody knows what Josh and I are talking about here, but there's a reason Chesney was a bit of a one-hit wonder. Well, look at the XGs here. Chippenham deserve a point, don't they? We've got to do something with our defence. Mo Ali did not play well, but I'm not sure it's just the personnel. Let's keep the morale up because we've had 2 defeats, but I'm not sure it's the personnel. There's something not right with the way I'm playing the back line. So let's get in and take a look at it. This is interesting, isn't it? Nelson could play either side, by the way, but could give us a conventional left-footed wing option there. Bravery of 2, aggression of 15, I ask you. Yeah, I'm keen to bring him in. Okay, so that was Parrish's debut. That went well, didn't it? 2 goals off the bench. So what do we want to do here then? So we want to go into the tactics. Tactic 2, November rain. Tactic 3, we want to load up Chezers. By the way, let's take a little tour. We've got Alanis Morissette, Bill Murray. There's a Dobb one there. Ian McShane, Martin Short, Nina Pershon, Noel Edmonds, Queen Latifah, Rivers Cuomo, Stinger. Why have I got a tactic called Stinger? What's that about? Tim Allen's there. Volarenga. You see my little offline experiments there, can't you? Well, anyway, what are we loading up here? What are we loading up? Chezers, come on. And then we want to get some players in from the last game, don't we? So Parrish in, I reckon. And I'd like to see Parrish alongside the big man. Where is the big man? Why can't I see him? Licit. There he is. Interesting. Whoa. Sorry, Maggio. Welcome in, but how dare you?
Afternoon, everybody.
That not downloaded Stinger tactics. I think I've called that Stinger because it was a tactic that I was sending to Stinger. And so it's so that I could find it to send it to him. We do not download Stinger tactics, honestly. What do we got there? Simon Thornley, you always drop off. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is what we need to think about. Simon Thornley, I always drop off and stop crosses. I'm tempted to do that. And that. And that. What do we think? I'm playing with a positive mentality and quite a low block, and that sounds counterintuitive. Let's try that. Anyway, welcome in, Si. Good to see you. How did Pompey get on at the weekend, and how are Pompey doing in League 1? New manager for Pompey a month or so ago, is that right? Dispensed with the Cowleys? We're not going to do the press conference. We are going to sign Isagwan. Isagwan? Maybe Isagwan, because he looks all right. Pokes Llama, quick thinking excuse. Yeah, it's a thank you, Pokely Dokley. Thank you very much. If it was one of Stinger's tactics, it would work, and I'd still be playing it. 2-star, potential 4-star, B-. We're going to ask you to train as a conventional winger. Coaches don't rate you. Brownie, yet another one for you to welcome to the club. That's the 48th this pre-season. Yeah, let us know, Si. How on earth did Pompey get on at the weekend? Do they have a chance of going up this season? Because you got some big clubs in that division. Sheffield Wednesday doing well. Ipswich doing well. A draw with Lincoln, who were 10th. Season, what do you think? Season's gone? We've got Jose Mourinho at home. Is our new man? Is it John Mousinho is the manager? Got no game. Would a deeper holding midfielder help cover the centre backs more? It would. Is that a thing? Got no game. Is that a thing? Penny. It's just the gaps. The gaps. Although you can play a deep line playmaker there, I suppose. Pendlebury came in, didn't he, and played well. So he gets Penners into the team. Yeah, John Mousinho, first job. Well, okay. Give him a chance then. We were linked with all the big names. Kenny Jackett's return. Guy Whittingham, player manager. Pompey. What are Pompey doing in League One, by the way? Are you still paying for Harry and Milan Mandaric's push for European football? Pompey should be in League One. But as Si knows, by the way, Mrs. Llama is from Portsmouth. Born in Carshalton, as people from the stream will know, but raised in Portsmouth. So I have an almost affinity for Portsmouth, although Mrs. Llama doesn't. She follows... Well, I was about to say she follows AFC Wimbledon. I think follows might be putting it a little bit strongly. As soon as she watched the All or Nothing with Arsenal in it, she thought, I'll follow them instead, shall I? He looks really good, Eden Bailey. But I don't think we need any more strikers. Maybe one for the future. He's already on my shortlist. Clearly, I thought he was one for the future in the past. Okay. What do we got here? John moved from Oxford to Pompey. He was a player at Oxford. He scored against Junior Pompey save. Debts are cleared. And she's more Pompey than you. You were born 300 metres from Fratton Park. Goodness me. I think we've mentioned this before. She grew up in... What's the name of the little place site? Is it called Lovedene? Or is it called Horndene? Or is it both? I don't know. She grew up in that neck of the woods. St Mary's Hospital. What do you call Southampton fans? You got a name for them, don't you? That's to do with dock strikes. Is that right? Southampton fans allegedly came to Portsmouth when the workers were on strike and provided labour. Is that right? I don't know. I make things up, Si. There's Lovedene and Horndene. She's from one of those. And if I was more attentive, I could tell you which. But I'm not, and I can't. You were at Horndene Way too, were you? There's Lovedene, Horndene, and Mike Dean. Mike Dean. Can't get on board, folks. Can't get on board. We've had a win anyway. We need to go for another one. Greeno, as a student, you lived closer than 300 metres from Fratton Park. You were a regular in the Devonshire Arms. Greeno, come on, let's be honest. You were a regular in more than one hostelry in the Portsmouth area, weren't you? Fulston, I don't want you in my team today. What is your positioning? 12. Perfectly adequate. Why was he beaten off the ball so many times? Potential to be a leading National League South left back. I did not see that in the last game. Where is Rafe Brown? All is forgiven, Rafe. In you go. Mo Ali did not play well either. So let's go with Diggy. No. Not Diggy. Let's go with Bailey Brown. That's what we want. Okay. This feels unstoppable. Also, was the other reason why I was getting undone in the left fullback position because my fullbacks are on attack? And I do feel like I have a lot of contradictory things in my tactics now. We've got attacking fullbacks who are dropping off more and stopping crosses. But if they're up here attacking I'm not sure how they're stopping crosses. I can see Caninda and Brown having to go out and cover for them, leaving us all kinds of open in the middle. I feel like I'm doing bad things here. I'm making wrong decisions. What's the other thing we want to do? We want to play Husseini over on the left. And who did we bring on and play on the right in the last game? 5 minutes ago, you'd think I'd remember Chippenham. Who came off the bench? Oh no, Daniel's played, and Daniel's played all right. Okay. All right. Daniels, I've taken you out of the team, and that was remiss of me. But yeah, I am right to swap you over, aren't I? Left-footed. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Greeno. A great backstreet boozer called the sirloin of beef. Please, Greeno. Which used to put bread, cheese and pate out for the mid-afternoon crowd, which was you and your chums, I'm imagining, taken advantage of on many occasions. Pompey is more navy, Southampton more commercial, but there were strike issues too. GT, I always keep my fullbacks, wingbacks on automatic. I get on better with them with that role. Help me out then, GT. What on earth does... I don't know what automatic really means or does. It means it adjusts to the team mentality. Is that right? With an automatic duty, the fullback will switch between defend, support and attack according to the current mentality. So if I play a balanced mentality, to me that's no different to playing the fullback on support. And if I was to go cautious, then I'm playing him on defend. So the benefit of a fullback on attack is that I can keep the key team mentality at balanced and just ask my fullbacks to be a little bit more attacking within that. Is there strength in doing that? I don't know, GT. Help me out here. Sai, so what is this save? I've not said 1 million times at all. Here's what we're doing. We're trying to win all 5 of Europe's Big 5 leagues, only using clubs from those respective nations' capital cities. Yet, Sai, we've started out with no qualifications and no badges. That is the same thing. And no experience as well. And so what we are trying to do is jump in at a club after we holidayed for the first season. And we've ended up, Si, with Kingstonian. Now, last season, we missed out in the playoffs. The big idea for this season was that some genius would rebuild the squad during the summer and we'd come back bigger and stronger and better than ever before. And then we lost our first 2 games of the season, so that went out of the window. So we're up against it. We are struggling. Is Versailles FC allowed? It's a very good question. So I did a little bit of research and they are in the Greater Paris area, apparently, a little bit like Barnet are in Greater London. They're in one of the London boroughs and Versailles is in one of Paris's however many, I don't know what you call them, arrondissements. Is that their version of a borough? So Versailles have snuck in, but I'm hoping that by the time we're worried about France, we'll be jumping in at FC Paris or Red Star Paris. What else we got? GT, you find the ratings and involvements from there on automatic is higher compared to a specific duty. I'll tell you what we're going to do, GT. Come on, we'll make changes on the fly here. We're going to go with a balanced mentality, fullbacks on automatic duty. We're going to get out there and take on Hayes and Yedding. And we're going to see how we get on. If we could get a second win, that'd be nice. So they're like Croydon, but nicer. Is anywhere nicer than Croydon? I'd imagine Versailles is. It's got a beautiful palace for starters. This is a match we should be winning, is it? Okay. I don't want any of these team talks. We'll go with that one. Defence liked it. Danny Parish in from the start, having got 2 goals on his debut off the bench. He's got 6.3 written all over him, hasn't he? Talis, gotta love the history for Red Star. Of course, one of my favourite Save Ideas videos that was. Also like the idea of Gladsax to try and retake Copenhagen. No, how do I say that? Copenhagen, that's it. Copenhagen. Mad Scientist taught me how to say that. Probably still got it wrong, but that was a brave effort at least. Here we go. Al Husseini playing out left, but he's come right into the middle. There's Parrish. We've given the ball away. Huge gap between our defence and midfield. Did anybody else see that? We're a goal down already. Goal down already. There was a huge gap between defence and midfield. And is that because we're dropping off? Okay, let's roll it through. Let's roll it through. Look at that. They've got two strikers. We are dropping off. There's our midfield. And they're playing in that hole. And I don't want that to happen. And is that because I've asked the defence to drop off? And how does that work? Okay, because now they're not dropping off. They've gone to engage that striker. Bailey Brown's the one that's trying to pick him up. But the ball's gone straight between the two of them. There's no way Jallo beats them both for pace there. Okay, I'm wrong. And now he's bearing down on our goal. And I don't like the way that's just played out. And Minter's gone down after the ball's passed him. Okay. It's not right. Our defence is not right. We're going further up the pitch. We're not going to drop off more. We're going to trap them outside and stop the crosses. Granted. And by the way, who was it that said about the DM? Talis is waving there. Was it you, Talis? Glinchy can play comfortably in there. Henders. I mean, they could both play there at a push. Okay. That. Oh, but we're a goal down and I'm making changes. I don't know what tactic I want to play, do I? I don't know what tactic I want to play. We've had 4 shots. We've had 1 on target. Granty, come on, we can get back in this. Brown. Yeah, Parrish is in there again. Just lay it back to him. There he is. Oh, he's hit the post this time. He is a poacher, isn't he? Oh, thought he was in. Thought he was in. Here we go. Daniels. He's a good free kick taker, mind. So this is going into the wall. There you go. Oh, we want a pen. And Blissett's taking the pen. What on earth is Blissett doing taking pens? Who's our best penalty taker? Brendan Daniels is our best penalty taker. I don't want Blissett taking it at all. Now, I'm always nervous changing penalty takers as it's awarded because I always feel like that's teeing them up to miss. But I don't fancy the big man from the spot. Instead, we're going Daniels. All right. We're back in the game. We're back in the game. Talis, or have someone else as your ball-winning midfielder. No. I feel like I need a bit of thinking time, Talis. Regular guy, hello. Good to see you in here. Hope you're well. Hope Pennsylvania is treating you well. I think... Okay, that's good defending. And here goes the big man. All right, beaten for pace. We need another goal, though, before half-time. Come on, let's go in 2-1 up. We're not playing the ball up to a 5'7" player there. Oh, we closed him down, though. Here's Penders. Come on, son. Something crafty here. All right, you've given it to Daniels. The big man's in the box, though. Cut back. Cut back. The big man. Thank you very much. What's going on in the chat? Genius move. I'm not so sure about that. Pokes, he's a magician related to Paul. Surely Paul Young? Oh, no. Not Daniels. Come on. Regular guy. After a week full of morning meetings, you're finally free to... And it's fabulous to have you here, regular guy. Pokes. Come on, Paul Daniels. Not sure how well it works, but when I use wing backs to give width, I try to have a ball-winning midfielder or a DM in the middle just to try and fill the space if there's breakaways. I feel like you're right, Talis, and I'm using the wrong formation for that. Let's find another gear. I don't like playing a DM with two. I don't like playing a split two. I feel like I need a third man in there to play a DM. And to play a third man in there, I'm sacrificing a striker. And did a rather handsome middle-aged man say that after 2 goals off the bench, Parish would disappoint in this game? I think they did. So he's playing rubbish, although he struck the post, you know, he was in the right place. What's our midfield 2 doing? Not a lot. McGlinchey's playing all right there, though. Could try a narrow 4-4-2 diamond. So Talis, I experimented with a narrow diamond in pre-season. Granted, only for about 80 minutes of a game. And it was a horror show. So I got scared and moved away from it. Let's bring the salmon on at half-time. I feel like I don't know my best 11 and I don't know what formation I want to play. And I feel like I've done too much of a rebuild during pre-season, which I think we needed because, let's face it, last season, a lot of the players we bought in were panic buys because we didn't have a squad. But I feel like I don't know what I'm doing at the moment. I feel like that at the best of times, but I'm not sure what my best team is at the moment. Here is Al Husseini. That's a poor ball into the box. Rafe Brown's backing up. And he sent in a good ball to the big man. And that is what Blissett does. Jumping reach of 17. And it was a good ball in from Rafe Brown. Okay. We're looking good in this game now. And we've made changes to get us there. So I guess we should go back in and save our tactic again, shouldn't we? Pokesy, got to get on the school run. What year you in, Pokes? Reception. Were you picking up your kids? Okay. Thank you for dropping by, Pokes. Always a pleasure to see you. Let's get into the tactic. Let's save this as the revised Chesney Hawks. There we go. Because we have made some changes. I'm still not sure about a split midfield. McGlinchey says otherwise because he's playing well. Old Penders is doing all right. 6.7. Can we get another? 4-1 would look good, wouldn't it? There's the big man. It's effortless, isn't it? Blissett is effortless. We've gone long looking for him. Maybe we should not have. Our defence... let's have a little look at the positions that McGlinchey is picking up, by the way. That looks nice, doesn't it? He's kind of goal side of a midfielder there. Ready to close down. And there's Pendlebury. So that looks nice. That looks all right. Now we need centre-backs to get up. And then McGlinchey drops into that little space and picks up the ball. That was nice. And Salmon's in. And he's been brought down. And who's taking this one? Is it Daniels? I think it is. That looked all right, though, didn't it? That looked like a better passage of play. And we've won a penalty from it. And we've scored that penalty. Oh, so that is lovely. Face Kicker is in. Fabulous to see you, Face Kicker. Wanted to drop by and say hi. Saw the last VOD and was disappointed. I think anybody that was here live, Face Kicker, was very disappointed in the last one. Hope things are better this season. Best to you and yours. Face Kicker, you are an absolute hero and long-term watcher. So thank you very much for dropping by. Hopefully this season will be better than the last. And I do like that DM position that he slotted into again there. That was nice. Let's track him. Let's pause the game and get it on him. McGlinchey as a DM could be a thing. Could be a thing. Yeah, Pokes in reception would have a great time, Si. I think you're absolutely right. Oh, what? No, how is he... I've got to do something about marking centre forwards because look at him. At no point during that passage of play were any of our 2 centre halves near the striker. Oh dear. Sean, conserve energy, you say. Well, as in actually have the tactical awareness to change tactics. Well, you could be right. You could be right. Okay, so let's do that. Let's get Penny in. Go there. Let's get Alex Bradley into the side for whoever is the most tired. We'll go Josh Grant at right back. Talis, I wonder, given you're not a fan of DMs, I'm a huge fan of DMs, but not in a 2-man midfield. Could try a DLP on defend behind 2 in central midfield, and I could. But what player am I taking out of a 4-2-4 to do that? Am I losing a striker in order to do that? And if I am, we're going to lose our big man, little man combo. So which one? Bit of time wasting, Sean. Sean, I'm glad you're paying attention because I'm not sure I am. Okay. Tempo down. Directness down. Time wasting on. Don't pass into space. Thank you very much. Let's close this game down. Let's close it down. And then that will make it 2 wins on the bounce. Back up into mid-table. I mean, we're beating a team that are in the relegation zone. So perhaps not the toughest of opposition. But Daniels has played well there, hasn't he? 2 pens bumping up his rating, perhaps. But nice work, everybody. That was good. And that's going to leave us, a point outside the playoffs. 4 points behind Wealdstone, who've beaten us this season. 4 points behind Dartford, who've beaten us this season. Maybe the 2 teams that we've lost to are pretty good. Maybe. Anyway. Let's get over into the chatting screen. That is 2 hours and 3 minutes of fun and frivolity. Thank you for everybody for hanging out this afternoon. Numbers for a Monday, shockingly high. You must have far better things to be doing on a Monday than hanging out with me, but I'm mighty grateful that you did. We're going to see you Wednesday, 1 o'clock UK we're going, whatever time that is for you, wherever you are in the world. It would be lovely if you could join us. Hopefully, by Wednesday, I might have got more of an idea of who my best 11 players are and what formation I want to play. Think I'm going to play a few games offline. Never know. We might surprise you when we come back on Wednesday, and we might be up in contention for promotion. Hopefully, that's the case. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out, and we'll see you on Wednesday at 1.